Welcome to Saber Stables. I am your host, Saber. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen IFBB pros walking around with the big water jugs, and maybe you haven't, but I'm going to show you how to make one with a couple household items. So, without further ado, what you'll need is a big Pyrex container. This is a 8-cup one. You're also going to need a butter knife and a Sharpie marker, as well as a gallon of milk, orange juice, tea, whatever, as well as hot water. So first thing you're going to do, get your hot water running and make sure that it gets real hot. You let that heat up for a second. And what we're going to do, first things first, we're going to make sure that we get all the bacteria out of there. And as you can already see, that cap blew off because the milk that was in there is starting to decompose and let off gas. So if we're going to use it for water purposes, we need to make sure that it's not getting crummy in the inside. So we're going to fill it up part of the way, that hot water, give it a good shake. And now what we're going to do is actually fill up the entire thing with hot water when we take the label off. And the reason that we're doing that is because we want to soften up the plastic layer on the outside. It does help to get it from both sides. So we'll let that fill up. Alright, so that's filled up. We're going to put the top back on. We're going to set it label side up, and we're going to turn that hot water back on. We're going to let the water kind of saturate the label there for a minute. Then you're going to take your butter knife. You don't want it to be sharp. You do not want to pierce outside the plastic. Take your butter knife, and you're just going to start to, I don't know if you can see that, you're just going to start to gently kind of get the outside of the label. And on some of these jugs there is a layer of plastic, so if you can feel that layer, you just take it right off with your fingers there. As you can see, discard that, and then kind of go back to town on the label surface. So as you can see, when it warms up, it actually comes off pretty fast. The water in the jug has a lot of mass, and like I said, it's good for it to be hot because it just kind of keeps that heat on it rather than just running water over it. So you're kind of getting both of the best worlds there. All right, so that came off pretty easily. So we're done with that part. Take the jug back up here. Need to dump it all out. And be careful with it when you're dumping it out because it is going to be soft from the hot water, and you don't want to disform it too badly. It might cool or look strange. But you can always blow it back up. There it goes. I like to take the ring off, but I'm kind of OCD perfectionist about things, so up to you. So then, next step is to, now for this part you do want cold water. You also want the outside of the jug to be dry. Dry, or as dry as possible. You're not going to have it perfect. So now you're going to fill up your measuring cup here. with 4 cups of water, otherwise known as a quart of water. Pour that in the jug. Now, you then, where the water line is, and you can let it settle if you have to, if you know where the right spot is, that's fine too. You make a little mark there. Alright, it doesn't have to be a big one, not right this second. Go back. And then for this last part, you don't actually have to do the 4th quart, but I do, because obviously when the jug is all the way full, that's quart 4. So you know it's not imperative, but like I said, I'm sort of OCD about the whole deal anyhow. And comes up to the top, so won't be putting it on this one. You can leave water in it or you can take it out, whatever, but you are going to want to put the cap on there so it can have pressure. And Sharpies are oil-based, so it's not important that you don't be afraid to rub it. Oh no, it's still there. So you have your jug. Oh, I lied. You're going to want a ruler for this as well. I'm sure you'll have one, not a big deal. And you just make a horizontal line at each one of your tick marks. Can you see that? Yeah. There you go. My Sharpie's not really the best, but you see where I'm going with this. Alright, and then for shiggles, I also just mark 1 QT, 2 QT, 3 QT, and then again, if you really want to get technical about it, you can put 4 quart at the top. And there you have it. And the purpose of doing that is to allow you to, measure how much water you're drinking over a period of time. It also looks cool, and people might ask you about it. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like, comment, and subscribe if you would, and hit me up with any questions. Thanks, guys.